bounce pass comes, you read and react to it. Slow yourself down. Whichever way I take away from you, you're countering it with that back foot. You're going the other way. Okay? You got that? Okay, go ahead. Ball in the air, feet in the air. That's it. Slice it right to him. Come down. Pop yourself out. Ball in the air, feet in the air. That's it. That's it. Come on. I want you guys playing off that back foot. Catch the ball on balance. Catch the ball on balance. Stay on your toes. Stay on your toes. Head up. Head up. It's the same details and the same principles. Head up. There you go. That's good balance right there. That's good balance. Sink into your catch. Sink into your catch. Go ahead. Do it without me playing defense. Play off your back foot. That's it. Whichever way you go, you got to push off that back foot. Remember, you're in a race. You're in a race. Where's that explosion coming from? Yep, pop out. Ball in the air, feet in the air. Sink into your stop. Head's got to be up. Head's got to be up. Stay on your toes. I like it. Keep that head up. I like it. There you go. There you go. Sink with your hips. Sink with your hips. Not with your head. Sink with your hips. Not with your head. That's it. That's it. Pop out. Ball in the air, feet in the air. Good. That's one. Ball in the air, feet in the air. As you come down, sink. Everything's on balance. Okay, hold on right there. Good. You did right here. It's a great thing you did that. What you want to do is you don't want to catch with your feet too close together. You don't want to catch with your feet too far apart. I want you to play off your strength, which is your athleticism and your speed. Everything on balance, about shoulder width apart, maybe a little more. Okay? And now, what you do is sit and allow that explosion to come from either foot. Okay? If your feet are too far apart, you lose that explosion. Go ahead. Come on. There you go. There you go. Sink with your hips. Sink with your hips. Come on. Pop out. Sink with your hips. Head up. Play off your back foot. Good. Come on. Head up. Head up. Keep that head up. Keep your eyes up. Sink. Good. Relax on your catch. Slow yourself down. Breathe and react to me now. Slow yourself down. Yep. Slow yourself down. Breathe and react. Catch on balance. What's over? That's it. That's it. Come on. Couple more. Couple more. Good. Good. Sink. Ball in the air. Feet in the air. What's open? Let me make the mistake. Slow yourself down. Stay on balance. Good. Good. Couple more. Breathe and react. Breathe and react. There you go. Yep. Yep. That's it. That's it. One more each. Last one, best one. Last one, best one. Come on. That's it. That's it. Slow yourself down on the catch. Let me make the mistake. Stay on balance. Play off the back foot. Good. One more. One more. Come down. Pop out. Ball in the air. Feet in the air. Good. Guys, thank you very much. Please give them a quick hand for the demonstration. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Just winding down quickly. I didn't even talk much from a basketball standpoint. Most of that was all movement. It was all balance. And that's really where we start all our development, all our skill development. That's something that was extremely important to Coach Spoelstra as an assistant coach. It's extremely important to him now as a head coach. And that transcends into every part of their game. So what you saw right there is really the bulk of what we're going to do with our guys when we get our hands on them or when they have poor balance. Is we're not going any further than that. Until they learn how to move, until they learn how to slow themselves down and to play at their pace and let the defense make the mistake, then we're doing them a disservice if we go ahead and progress with their development before they can get that. And it starts with everything that Sefu talked about. It starts with their stretching, it starts with their strengthening of their core, and then it starts with applying that to their skill development on the floor. I want to thank you guys. If you have any questions for me, I'll be here afterwards. I don't want to hold up anymore. Coach Spoelstra, I think, is going to speak right now. But thank you guys for your time. I really appreciate it.
All right, thanks.
You don't need a mic then.
I know you don't want to.
Thank you for having us here today. This has been a whirlwind trip here to Singapore. It's my first trip here. Obviously, we come over here to Asia every summer to run camps and clinics. It's been a pleasure to be here. This country is amazing already so far. We're having an incredible time. Singapore Sports Council has been a terrific host for us. But we get to come here and talk basketball, which is what we all want to do. The coaching profession, no matter what level, is a beautiful profession. I am honored to be a part of the coaching profession. If I wasn't coaching and fortunate enough to be coaching in the NBA, I would be coaching somewhere. And when I originally got into coaching, I planned on getting into coaching at the high school level in America. I had some thoughts of possibly getting into college. I was able to get an entry-level position with the Miami Heat 17 years ago. And I was able to somehow continue to stay with the organization under Coach Riley. He hasn't gotten rid of me yet. And I was able to move up within the organization, and then finally in 2008, become the head coach of the Miami Heat. But I love this game, I love coaching, and when I'm not with the team during the summer, I try to do as many clinics as possible with kids, with coaches. I think it's important at any level to continue to try to improve as coaches. When we lost to the Dallas Mavericks 2 years ago, it was painful. It was painful. We went home that summer with an incredible amount of regret and pain. We met about 10 days after the season as a coaching staff, after we felt sorry for ourselves, for a few days and felt horrible together. And we recommitted ourselves that we would get better as a coaching staff. Before we challenged our players, we would commit to continue to try to improve and reinvent ourselves as coaches. So we went out and met with as many coaches as we could last summer. My list of coaches that I met with is so extensive. And we had, because of the lockout, we probably had a 5-month off season, which is longer than usual. But I met with coaches in college. I met with Coach K at Duke. I met with John Calipari at Kentucky, Roy Williams at North Carolina. I didn't keep it to basketball. I met with Chip Kelly, head football coach at University of Oregon, because he runs the fastest paced football program in America. They score the most points, they play fast. I wanted to see if we could somehow try to play faster with the Miami Heat. And there were some things that translate, even though it's a different sport. You would be amazed, coaches, even when they coach different sports, we all experience the same things, right? Yes, it is about strategy, it's about schematics, it's about X's and O's, but ultimately there's so much of this game is about managing personalities, coaching and motivating kids or adults, professionals, finding different ways to inspire, to get them to play at a different level, at a higher level, to get out of their comfort zone, to get everybody on the same page, playing for a common goal. It transcends, different sports. So one of the most valuable things that we did during that off season was to study. Study other coaches, other programs, and see what other things that we could learn that we could incorporate into what we already have and what we do with the Miami Heat. And we put all that knowledge together. We didn't use all of it, obviously, because we have a specific philosophy at the Miami Heat, but we did improve. And when we came back from training camp, as a coaching staff, we thought we were better prepared. Our players came back better and improved. LeBron James was already a two-time MVP. He came back and added a post game and worked for 5 months, worked with Hakeem Olajuwon, worked with different players to improve that aspect of his game. So it allowed us to play inside out of the post. Dwayne Wade came back, a new player in terrific condition with a post game. Chris Bosh worked on his three-point shot, which was key. He had a couple big ones for us in Game 7 against, I'm sorry, this is so distracting right now. This jersey right here, right? Okay, so Chris Bosh in a corner three. That's okay. That's our fiercest rival right now, the Boston Celtics. We don't like them. They don't like us. So we stole one of their best players, Ray Allen. Okay, and he's going to join us next year. Yeah, go ahead, give him that. He tortured us enough over the years. He inflicted so much pain on our organization. We didn't know how to defend him. He's 36 years old, and he's the best conditioned athlete in our game. He's incredible. And it's part of the reason why we're here is to promote NBA Fit, that program. But it's interesting, you know, conditioning and nutrition is such a big part of athletics, and educating players about that. But Ray Allen is the epitome of professionalism in that regard. He has 5% body fat. He runs all day long, okay? He doesn't drink. He eats impeccable. Always, he doesn't eat meat, red meat. He eats a lot of vegetables, doesn't eat sugar, and it's not a coincidence he's in the condition that he is. We think he can play another 4 or 5 years at the level he's playing, you know, hopefully, and we really think he's going to help. But we all thought we came back better, and I think it's always important. I love what you guys are doing right here, you know, coming out to learn. I went to a clinic last year that was held at Rutgers University, okay, and so a lot of coaches, college coaches, were speaking at it, small college coaches. There were some high school coaches. Bob Hurley, who's a very successful high school coach in America out of New Jersey, he was speaking at the clinic. I was sitting in the bleachers just like you, and I was taking notes, and I was there for 2.5 days. No one knew I was there, and Larry Brown, a Hall of Fame coach who won an NBA title with the Detroit Pistons, a longtime coach in college, he was doing a clinic, looked into the crowd, and did a double take, and he had no idea I was sitting in there, and he was shocked that I was at the clinic. I wasn't speaking at the clinic. I didn't tell anybody. I just wanted to come in there and learn. And I think that's fantastic what you all are doing. If you can get DVDs, I encourage all of our staff, Dan Craig and everybody else that we have on our staff, we get those catalogs where you can order DVDs, teaching videos, coaching videos. We have an unlimited budget every year to try to improve. And so whatever that means, either go fly to meet with somebody, a coach, order DVDs online, whatever it takes to try to get better. So I think you guys have seen a little bit what we do in terms of player development. And right now, it's our off season. We will get back together at the end of September. That will be officially, but unofficially, we'll already start to get guys back in the gym in the next few weeks. They've taken a few weeks off. LeBron James obviously is playing in the Olympics right now. Everybody else is resting and getting ready for the next season. But in anticipation of that season, we kind of break it down into several different aspects. When we bring them back, the number one thing that we'll start to emphasize is conditioning and getting the guys and the players ready for an 82-game grind. So we have a specific conditioning program. It's in the weight room. It's also on the court running, and it's a lot of the individual player development fundamentals that you just saw here. We have a specific conditioning test that everybody has to pass before we start training camp. At the end of September, we actually are flying over to China and playing 2 games against the Los Angeles Clippers in early October. in Shanghai and Beijing. So we will start a little bit earlier, about a week earlier than normal teams. We have a short season. So after we do that, when we come together, meet together as a team, we emphasize our core values. And it might not necessarily be essential with youth players, but our 3 core values are to play together. It's the 3 T's, okay? To play tough and to trust each other. I mean, we emphasize those things all season long. From there, we establish each other's roles. I go over the roles individually with each guy in front of the team. You know, what I've learned is one of the most important things is managing all these personalities. We're very fortunate. Our players like to be coached. They want to be pushed. Even our star level players, they want to be disciplined. They want to have structure. They want to be part of a first class organization. We think we provide those things. When we are in preseason in October, we will name our captains. Our 2 captains are Dwayne Wade and Udonis Haslam. They've been with us their entire careers, all 9 years, and they're essential epitome leaders because they do it with their voice, but they also do it with their work ethic. Those guys are tremendously high character guys. They know what our philosophy is all about, and they're great examples for the rest of the team. Once we get into our practices, in training camp we go twice a day, usually only about 2 hours a day. We typically do not go over 2 hours in our practices. After we get past that first week or 2, we scale that down to 1 practice a day. When we get into the season, we play on average 3 to 4 games a week. We will practice a couple times per week. We have shoot-arounds every day, which is a half hour of preparation film, and then an hour of shoot-around, which we treat as a practice. And we build those habits over the year to try to improve. Our practices during the season, even when we're playing games, are about 1 hour and 15 minutes and 1.5 hours. We always meet as a coaching staff, and we try to be as efficient as possible. So once we start, we warm up. We do everything together as a group. Warm-up might be 10 minutes, and then we start with a little bit of player development for 10 minutes, and then we get right into either 4-on-4, 5-on-5, and obviously with the Miami Heat, we spend a great deal, an inordinate amount of time on defense. And I think it's really critical. I'm involved in a lot of youth athletics in America, and we're facing the challenges of AAU basketball. Do you guys understand? Do you guys know what AAU is in America? It's the youth organization. They play a lot of tournaments for kids. A lot of times, kids from ages 8 to 14, they'll get together and play on these all-star AAU teams, okay, during the summer, and they'll play upwards of 80 and 90 games a summer. It's crazy. And they won't practice, they'll just basically play games, and you don't really get better that way. During these tournaments, they allow them to play zone, they can press, they do a lot of these things where you don't learn the fundamentals of the game. We're trying to take back the AAU program and teach young kids to learn how to play man-to-man, to learn fundamentals. It's the best way to learn the game, particularly at a young age. If you're trying to teach youth players, starting from ages 8, 9, 10, I think them learning the fundamentals of man-to-man defense is absolutely critical. And if you shortcut that with zone defense, they just don't learn the team concept, things that will be essential as they become older. So we emphasize a lot our team defense and spend probably 40 minutes a day working individual defense and team defense from there. And then we spend obviously a lot of time working on the speed game of our offense. Probably the biggest difference from this year's team to the 2011 team that lost to the Dallas Mavericks was probably our passing and our ability to find the open man, make the extra pass, get a better shot. That's something that we really emphasize from the first day of training camp. It takes time. It doesn't matter what level. Players, we were the same when we were little. The only thing we think about when we walk in the gym is getting that shot and finding some way to get your own shot. So we built in a lot of rudimentary drills, just getting these guys to take the ball and pass to the next guy, pass to the next guy. You see an open man, it's the fundamental rule of basketball, open man, you give him the ball. We didn't necessarily do that as well as we needed to. In 2011, I'll tell you what, the Dallas Mavericks did, and they had us running around in circles. With their passing and their ability to hit the open guy. We were so much better with that this year. Our defense was the same both years. We were always the top 1 or 2 in the league, but our passing was much, much better. We also like to try to play fast. We think we have the best athletes in the game, so we want more possessions. We try to create turnovers defensively. And then we try to get out in the open court as much as we can. I've been on the flip side of that. My first year as head coach, we did not have that level of talent. So we try to control our possessions. We try to limit the possessions of the game. We try to defend the heck out of the opponent and keep the game in the 80s or 90s. It was pretty ugly. Next year I want to go even faster. And I want to try to average about 110 a game. To do that, it took me a lot of reflection to get out of my comfort zone. I like to control things, and when you try to play fast, you have to leave a lot of those decisions to your players. And what you have to do is get them accustomed to playing fast. I think I'll show some of these drills out here today, and when you first get into it, there's mistakes. You play fast, the first month there'll be a ton of turnovers, a ton of mistakes. Players learning how to run, catch, pass, dribble, make decisions immediately. That takes time. Those are habits you have to build, and we got better as we went. Okay, we have a short period of time right now, so I think we can probably get to some questions after this. Would you guys like to see some drills, at least right now? And I know we can't go through a whole practice. I'll just get through as much as I can. Leave about 10 minutes at the end to ask some questions. Does that sound like a plan? Okay. We won't have the Boston Celtics guy come out here at all. We got to get this guy a t-shirt. Do we have a Miami Heat shirt or an NBA shirt or something? It's so distracting. I mean, come on. Can we get you guys out here right now? Okay.